Y'all, we're gonna start this recap off with a bang. Literally. Bobby finally broke Simone off, Hunter trying to munch on Priscilla's cooch, and Cuz is in the bunker singing like a canary. Hunter is building up his defense team while Victoria is riding away. And we're gonna talk about all of this and more right here and right now. Do y'all remember last episode when Nancy called Sam? He noticed that she had a little bit of distress in her voice, so he called in the goons to come in and check things out before he entered the building. And we know he couldn't go up in there alone, not after what Priscilla pulled on him a few episodes ago. So to be on the safe side, he had to call in a little bit of reinforcement. He apologized to them like, I don't know, maybe 20 times, because it didn't really mean to startle them like he did. He made Nancy swear that she wouldn't say anything to Richard about Jason being alive. Jason said that he was worried about Sam's friend David. And we haven't really heard about David since, the last season? But Sam said that he thinks that maybe the agents captured him and then tortured him. Jason said that he wasn't sure, but he knew that he got shot in his back and that he recognized one of the agents that was on the scene as Agent Kyle. After they got through some of the small talk, Jason wanted to know if he could really trust Sam. And I'm like, at this point, Jason, you really don't have any choice, because otherwise, why are you at his house? He told Sam that he believes his dad. He told him that he talked to his dad from a burner phone that he stole from the grocery store. Now, how do you, because I thought that burner phones, you had to at least get those activated, right? So how are you activating phones, Jason? You don't have any money. Jason told him that it wasn't actually Hunter who was trying to kill him, but it was Victoria all along. But Sam had to keep him on the right track by reminding him that he actually called him for a reason. And that reason was because he didn't trust either of his parents. So he may not want to let his guard down just yet. Now, in our next scene, before Bobby clapped them cheeks, he stood in Simone's living room and apologized to her like, I don't know, 17 times. This may have been the running theme of this episode because I heard I'm sorry like 100 times, and I'm not joking. He sounded like a whole broken record. He and Simone were in the living room and she was just telling him how disgusted she was and how upset she was because you really can't trust men. All men tell lies. And she really didn't hold back on how disappointed she was. But Bobby Baby had to just let her know, I'm not like that at all. I'm not like the rest of those men that you know who lie and cheat on their wives. Okay, so when he said this part, I already knew what he's thinking. Like, why else would you say that? Why are you planting that seed? Because he about to clap them cheeks. And this is the sole reason why he showed her the tape. Of course, yeah, he told her that the reason that he showed her is because she had her suspicions. But we all know why he showed her the tape. This is what really pissed her off, because Eli is smashing Victoria. But she wasn't too mad to let Bobby know that she wanted him to follow her to her bedroom with a glass of the brown, okay? And we're gonna get back to them in just a little bit. Max made his way to the Oval Office upon Bobby's request, of course, and when he got there, he saw Agent Kane sweeping the Oval for cameras and microphones. So they're all in there, and Max had to think really quickly. He didn't know what to do. All he knew is that he needed to leave that Oval Office with that camera in his hands, and he finessed his way out of that one pretty good. When Eli came into the room, he made Eli believe that Agent Kane is the one who actually planted the camera, which happened to be pointing directly at the desk that he and Victoria were swapping body fluids on. So he had to get that camera out of there and get it out of there fast. Now, in our next scene, we see Priscilla and Richard gossiping about Victoria having to sleep in the Lincoln bedroom last night. But Richard wanted to tread lightly, play it safe by not talking about his employers.
Don't you talk about massa.
Boy, I swear, Richard be cooning up in that kitchen so bad. And for some reason, he always feels like he has to protect Priscilla, keep her out of trouble, so to speak, because for whatever reason, he thinks that she's gonna poison Hunter. But I don't know, maybe she's thought about it. So Hunter called to the kitchen and lo and behold, he wants some hot tea. So Priscilla's on her way to take him some tea, but before she could serve it, she got stopped by Agent Isaac. And Agent Isaac had to pull out those swimming pool water test strips to make sure that tea wasn't poisoned. So he dipped a little strip down in there, and Priscilla was looking at him quite strangely because remember, she really doesn't know everything that's going on. Of course, she suspects something's going on, and it actually is, but she doesn't know everything. But tonight she found out. So she made it past Agent Isaac to go in to serve the tea, and even though she made it past him, Hunter still doesn't trust her. But after he let his guard down, he told her to sit on his bed and to come a little bit closer. And the dialogue in this scene, I could have just done without it, but nonetheless, Hunter had the nerve to sit up in his bed with that colostomy bag and ask Priscilla to give him a BJ. Right? A BJ. And she refused, of course. Then he offered to crunch on her munch. Yeah, he wanted to taste her cooch. Now, are we really surprised? I mean, we all know Priscilla would probably eat him alive because Hunter is looking to get swallowed. And she'll swallow him right on up. But she told him, I'm not that kind of woman. And she told him, look, if I wanted to, I could, but she didn't. Now, I did like her comebacks, but I just didn't like the dialogue that much because when she said, I'm a black woman, as if that's what's to be expected of us, like we're supposed to be talked to in that way and that nothing surprises us. Like if we haven't been talked to in that way, then it would be a surprise, right? That part I could have did without. I really didn't appreciate that. I didn't like it at all, but she handled it very well. So since Priscilla didn't give in to his sick advances, he decided to let Priscilla in on everything that's been going on with Victoria, and he asked her to help him put Victoria away. So he told her everything. He told her that he has to prove to Congress and the rest of the world that he is 100% A-okay to go back into the Oval Office. And Priscilla was like, yeah, okay, I'll help you right after you tell me about why Jason killed Jean. But Hunter said that Jason didn't kill Jean, that Victoria did. Oh my gosh, he really has it in for her. And he also threw in the bit about Victoria's father, but Priscilla should already be familiar with her father and his power because she is a secret CIA agent, right? So I'm sure she's had some run-ins with him at some point in time. Priscilla told him that she'd think about it, and then she left. Then we move on to Cuz in the bunker, running his mouth yet again. And Kareem keeps telling him, stop talking to her, don't say anything to her. But Cuz will do and say anything to get out of there. So we're going to talk about this next scene. But it was a trailer for me that was really funny, but I'm really concerned now for Dale. But anyway, Alan called to check in on Dale to see how he was doing. Kyle and Donald walked in. He gave Alan the file, and then he also gave him an audio. And the way that he was looking at Alan, I really don't think he trusts Alan at all. And he's doing all of this stuff to test him, test his loyalty. He told Kyle to sit there with Alan until he got back from talking to Donald. So yeah, he clearly does not trust Alan at all. Then here comes Kyle with his suspicions about him and Dale. As soon as Donald left, he couldn't wait to go in about him and Dale. And Alan keeps telling him, look, there's nothing going on. And what really bugs me is that he has to constantly tell Kyle that he's straight. Like, Kyle, let it go. Like, he doesn't go that way. Like, respect that, right? But he just keeps pushing the fact that he just thinks something's going on with he and Dale. Then he's trying to invite Alan to, threesomes and all this other craziness. But Alan, he has to be a little bit more firm with Kyle so that Kyle will get it. Because Kyle just don't understand at this point. He's being a little too light with him. Just a little too soft. So in our final scene, we saw Bobby calling Max, thanking him, telling him that he owed him one. They're just chopping it up, but then he goes in there and he sees Simone laying in the bed with her black teddy on. And she's telling Bobby, look at me, Bobby, look at me, look at me and then walk away. Because she knows that once he starts to look at her and gaze at her in that black teddy, that he's not going to be able to walk away. So he played right into that one. And apparently the buildup has been between both of them and not just one-sided because he took one look and then he jumped her bones. It was just that quick. And now they're all over each other. And I wonder what Priscilla's gonna think about this. Will her and Simone still be good girlfriends after this? I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And if you're a fan of Tyler Perry's The Oval, go ahead and sub to the channel for more videos just like this one. Thank you so much for listening tonight, you guys. Don't forget to be good to yourself and to each other. And I'll see you in the next one.